Welcome back. So high unemployment remains a major problem affecting young people. This is, of course, ahead of Youth Day tomorrow. Well, one non-profit organization is lending a helping hand by equipping people with educational and developmental initiatives for tertiary education. Youth Quake, the national spokesperson, Phaphama Matsiliza, joins us in studio now. Phaphama, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, lady, and good evening to the viewers.
Yeah, so good to have you with us. Youth Quake. It's a really interesting name. Talk to us about what Youth Quake does.
So Youth Quake is an initiative started in 1998. We're a registered non-profit organization as well as a public benefit organization. And it emanated from the, seeing the social and economic issues within the country. And so students, young professionals, as well as patriotic people came together and they said, you know what, let's do something about it. So it was born out of an initiative from the Burning Bush Ministries. And in essence, we focus on youth development. We have youth development programs, we've got campus activities, we registered at various institutions across the country. And we've also got teens initiatives that we run camps where we take away their cell phones, they get to experience that for the first time. And that enables us to at least create an environment where they can focus and hone in, teach them about their health, about leadership, about the importance of taking care of themselves, and also career guidance, which is very important given the unemployment statistics in our country.
Okay, doing good work. I'd struggle myself if you took my cell phone away from me, so I'm imagining what that looks like with the teenagers. But I want to talk about the need and why it's important that you do this work. One would hope that when our learners are in high school that they have access to, all the options that are available to them when they're going to enter tertiary institutions. But that's not really the reality in many of our schools, where career guidance and that sort of, North Star being set for them, not always being there.
That's accurate. And so our vision is to, to mobilize, to unite and to equip the youth for a brighter future. And so one of the key, initiatives that we have is called the Youth Quake Tour. We go to a specific region within the Eastern Cape. Throughout the week, we see about, 8 schools. We interact with 2,000 learners plus. We take students, we take young professionals, we take some of our stalwarts as well. And what we do is that we create, through edutainment, we put on a play where they can learn about what they can expect at university. And out of that, we help them also to apply for tertiary education going forward. So we target the winter school programs within the various areas. And this year, out of the generous support of the WNR CETA, and well as other sponsors, we've been able to expand that program out of their demand as well, because this is something we've been doing for 12 years plus. And only recently we were able to enjoy that form of support. So we've targeted the Gauteng area, Mpumalanga, Limpopo as well. And for the first time, we'll be moving out of those areas from that. And what we also carry is a tool that the WNR CETA has, where it allows learners to go onto their portal. Once they get onto the portal, they answer certain questions, and that allows them to point them relative to their strengths to certain career paths. And so we have students at various institutions that can tell them about university life, that can tell them about making the decisions that they're making. We have young professionals, doctors, engineers, the works, accountants, business people, financial advisors, a whole group of people. And the learners are able to interact with those people, on the ground and answer their questions, ask whatever they want to ask for clarity on. And this is something that they don't always enjoy. And we also use the Grades Match platform as well. We've partnered with them, and they've been very instrumental, inclusive of the WNR CETA, in order to drive that change. And also the schools we target are rural schools in those areas. I need to be very specific about that. And so, we're starting this year on the 30th of June, and we will end around the 5th of July.
Yeah.
And so, that allows teenagers, young people, not only targeting matrics, but right through to lower grades, that allows them to be able to get the tools to make the right decisions for their future.
Yeah, maybe give me an example of what it looks like when you have been able to reach a young person and the different trajectories of their life had they not, interacted with Youth Quake.
That's something that's very exciting.
Yeah.
I think of 2 examples. The funny thing is that on the Youth Quake Tour, we actually have people that are at university and who started out their careers who join us, as part of the tour, who say, one day I was actually sitting and watching these people deliver this. We've got illustrations of a young gentleman who's studied at Stellenbosch, who's working in Johannesburg now. There's 2 other students as well who one at Cape Peninsula University of Technology, the other at Forte, and they join us and they say, we live in this real community. You know, it's during winter, during their university break. I was at the school, I was sitting where you're sitting. I heard what Youth Quake had to say. They assisted and enabled me to get to where I am, and I'm forever grateful. And those people are part and parcel of the work that we do, and they're part of the tour, and it's just gone full circle.
Yeah.
I think of an instance where there was a student who, you know, didn't apply for university, wasn't sure what they wanted to do. They stumbled onto a form from one of our volunteers, and they said, you know, try this, apply. They applied and they got into one of the most sought-after programs in the country at the University of the Western Cape.
Incredible.
And they sent a voice note in so much gratitude saying, you know what, I'm studying now in my second year, and this is after just interacting with you and getting a form to, you know, apply to university with. And the benefit is that with some of the, you know, well-performing students, we're able to apply for their, you know, tertiary education for free at no cost, which is sometimes something that's a drawback for learners in rural communities especially.
100%. And isn't that where, you know, the real difference is? I think sometimes when we talk about young South Africans, we count all the challenges and we speak of the stats, you know, this percentage of youth unemployment, but for each and every one of them, it's opportunities like that that make the big difference. And for that one young person, it's life-changing. What does Youth Quake need? Because none of this, I imagine, is cheap to pull off, especially when you want to reach as many young people as possible.
Fully agreed. And so we are in a position where we need resources to be able to continue the work that we're doing. Traveling from, taking people from different universities, young professionals from all over, putting them in a place where they get to speak to students for a week on end, and also traveling to other provinces as well, isn't something that comes at a low cost. So in form of, you know, whatever resources are available, whether it's transportation, accommodation in various places, whether it's, you know, food at the very least, would go, you know, very far. And I think the importance of that is to allow us to be able to do the work that we do. We even have sponsors that just supply food, you know, just bread on a regular basis, and that, you know, goes far and wide, and it enables the work that we do. We are reachable at YQ Tour, so YQTOUR at youthquake.co.za. Anyone can just drop an email and ask if they've got any questions they want to find out. As I said, we are registered PBO, so there are tax benefits for those who are looking for those, and we also do have, you know, a BEE exemption as well as the NPO that we are, and so that enables people that may have interest in that arena, but we definitely would require and need support in whatever way, shape or form.
I really hope you get it and continue the good work for each and every young person that you are able to give direction to. It's really, you know, just helping their lives in such a massive way. That email address again is yqtour@youthquake.co.za. Phaphama Matsiliza, National Chairperson at Youth Quake, empowering young people and giving them some guidance on really what it is that they choose to do with their lives post high school. Make sure that you get in touch with them and become an active citizen as well.